That Rory Gilmore is a character written by non-readers.
Hey, hi, hello, how are you? I'm Pia and welcome to the start of a new reading vlog. In this reading vlog, as you can tell from the title, I'm going to be reading books recommended to me, I guess, by Rory Gilmore. Is a fictional character. Let's just get that straight, okay? In the show Gilmore Girls, I'm pretty sure she's seen me reading like 160 books. I mean, it's a long-running show. That's her main personality trait. No shade to her. I could go on a lot of rambles about, you know, like who is best for her in the show, about her character development and lack thereof in the first few seasons. She is a classic bookish character, so obviously there's this huge challenge of like 160 books. I'm not doing that to myself for a multitude of reasons. One, she does read a lot of classics. Maybe I'm an idiot. I mean, like I probably am, but I don't like classics that much. I don't tend to enjoy classics. Basically, I looked at this list, I found like a big comprehensive list, and I pulled out, you know, like books that I would actually think about reading. Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? The Virgin Suicides, The Unabridged Journals of Sylvia Plath, The Time Traveler's Wife, Something Wicked This Way Comes, Rosemary's Baby, A Room of One's Own, The Picture of Dorian Gray, a collection of poems by Emily Dickinson, The Namesake, Mrs. Dalloway, Me Talk Pretty One Day, He's Just Not That Into You, Helter Skelter, Dracula, Clockwork Orange, Carrie, Misery, and then there were none. So I took out a lot of like the heavy classics. Like I'm pretty sure she's seen at some point reading like Crime and Punishment and like, oh my god, do I not want to read that. A lot of these are actually like spooky, which like we love because it's October. We're gonna pick out what I'm gonna read while we're here. For the sole reason that I do not feel good right now. I am in midterm season.
I can go from 0 to studying in less than 60 seconds.
I am going to be reading. I'm going to be starting off this challenge with reading Rosemary's Baby. One, I don't know anything about this, but I do know it's like suspenseful and fun and that's spooky. But this is mentioned in the pilot episode. But yeah, it's like when Rory meets Dean for the first time, which is not a spoiler because this is literally the pilot.
God! You're like Ruth Gordon, just standing there with the tannis root. Make a noise.
Rosemary's Baby.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great movie. You got good taste.
But it's also a book, so here we go. I'm going to be listening to the audiobook. That is how I tend to like suspenseful stories like this. Maybe it will like freak me out. I really don't know what it's about, but I'm going to give you the best abridged synopsis that I can. It's about a young housewife and an actor, her actor husband, I assume, and they live in a great apartment in Manhattan on the Upper West Side, but then something happens where the terror is as near to you as your neighbors and where evil wears the most innocent face of all. A baby? Oh my god, is it gonna be the baby? This is going to be the first book I start, and I will update you on how it's going a little bit once I progress somewhat into it, maybe around 50% or... you standing. I have the like kind of shittiest couple of moments today. I got on the wrong bus again.
You have to get off the bus. Hey, you have to get off the bus.
Yeah, if you didn't know, my saga of living away from home is that I take the bus, obviously. Okay, but I got on the right bus. I just like it was going the wrong direction. I'm trying to unclog our shower and I was trying to be like a good roommate slash mom because I am the mom and I spilled vinegar everywhere. I had to clean that up. I am 13% into Rosemary's Baby. I am on chapter 6. I'm not sure what's going on in this book. I'm really liking our narrator, like generally like the narrative voice as well as like the audiobook narrator. Yeah, I'm gonna watch some cooking videos and listen to my audiobook. I really have been enjoying cooking for the most part.
Want some mac and cheese? I love mac and cheese when I can't sleep.
I am going to progress further into this book. I want it to be spooky. I want something to happen. I will let you know when something does. Hello, my friends. It is Tuesday morning. New angle. I'm trying to get creative. Rosemary's Baby. I'm reading it. I'm halfway done, more than halfway. Yuri, definitely like the audiobook is helping. I feel like make it more sinister seeming than it is. It does have like a sound effect transitions between chapters, I think, and they're just like like literally. Other than that, I mean like some like murder goes on and like there's something is just off and I don't know what it is, but I'm interested to see. I'm definitely like I'm liking it. You can say hi to my yoga mat. The way I run things here it's just shocking.
Who cares if I'm pretty if I fail my finals?
Oh, okay, you've got this so completely backwards.
I feel like we've done all the funky angles this week, so I'm not really sure where else we can go from here. It is 9:30 in the morning. I have elected to, one of my classes got switched to online today, and all my other classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays can be online. So I've elected to be home and do those classes online because I have a lot of work to do, and I'm going to a party today. So I'm sitting down to write my to-do list, but I'm going to tell you that I finished Rosemary's Baby. I finished this yesterday, and I'm giving it, I think I gave it 3 stars. It's an arbitrary rating system, but I really liked this. I generally liked that it was very spooky and eerie. The reveal, like at the end-ish, was just kind of I wanted it to be a lot like scarier than it was, especially since like people I talked to, like I talked to my parents about it, and they were like, oh my god, that shit gets crazy. So here I am thinking she's like killing her baby, you know what I mean? Like she's just like, or like the baby's a murderer. Like that would be really insane. Like Boss Baby, but it's a murderer. I mean, it was fine, whatever. But then like the ending, it just like ended, and I was like, hello. There is a sequel that people hate. No, I'm not gonna read that. So the next book I'm going to read is Me Talk Pretty One Day. It's a collection of not short stories. I think it's a collection of personal essays.
And sometimes if I'm on the bus and I pull out a biography and I think to myself, well, I don't really feel like reading about a person's life right now, then I'll switch to the novel. And then sometimes if I'm not into the novel, I'll switch back.
I'm going to read this. It's super short, and I'm going to make my to-do list for the day. We interrupt your regularly scheduled vlog to show you this ad that I have gotten for Walmart for the Christmas season. It is October 28th. Oh, you can't say that. And I started fucking crying.
What do we say if anyone asks?
We made cookies by scratching.
From scratch.
From scratching.
The feeling I get when I think about Christmas and the fact that Halloween is not over, it has not happened, and there's Christmas music playing in the background. Listen, I'm gonna cry. Okay, it's a little bit later now. I just feel like we needed a really Pia moment. I have to put on some makeup. I have like half an hour until my next class. It's fine, it's fine. Everything's fine. And Itsy Bitsy Spider's stressed.
I'm a failure.
What?
I am stupid.
Oh, stop.
I'm uninformed and ignorant, and I can't even think of a second synonym for uninformed. I suck.
Honey.
I have started Me Talk Pretty One Day. I'm like 30% into it. I mean, nothing is really like standing out to me, but I'm gonna call it a memoir for the sake of speaking about memoirs in general. But I don't typically read a lot of memoir by people I don't really know a lot about already. It's not because I don't know who David Sedaris is. I do kind of know who. One of them was live, which was interesting. I kind of have mixed feelings about that form of like an audiobook. Is when it is like live. I go to this party and it starts at like 7, and I'm like, that is the stupidest time. First party I went to, no shade to the club, it's a good time. I think the party was at like 2 or even earlier than that, and that was weird. But I'm going to continue listening to this audiobook while I do my makeup. I have to also do a little work on my stoom. It's going to be Phoebe Buffet. I could have been Rory, but I don't have. Okay, there are so many things you could do with a plaid skirt. Let me just tell you how many different like schoolgirl characters you could be, but I don't have one with me. It would have been great if I was actually Rory. You know, life. I'm gonna be a Ghostbuster. I've had this outfit for a while and I do like it. It does kind of remind me of Ghostbusters. Oh, so I watched like the full female cast one, and that was so much better than the original Ghostbusters. Like I could not get through the original Ghostbusters. It's so sexist and misogynistic. It's like kind of disgusting. I don't care what I'm doing the 31st. Like I'm gonna watch Hocus Pocus probably, and that's about it. I got home from the party last night, which was quite fun. Have not changed my opinion on mosh pits. A drink was spilled down my back. And then I had class this morning, right? And I show up to class, I'm like, all right. There's like 3 other people in my class, and we're like, what the frick? My class was canceled. That's fun. I made some pancakes. I was getting the cinnamon out of my cabinet, and my cocoa powder flew its top and got cocoa powder everywhere. As I'm cleaning up this huge mess, my batter for my pancakes spills. I don't know what you want from me. The thing is, I'm not gonna look any better today, so I just need to get over it. I finished this book. I gave it like 2.5 stars. I need to like get over like my 3-star rating, because like I give 3 stars to books that are like generally more good than they are not. And there was nothing wrong with this. I mean, like I just didn't care about this book like whatsoever, and I just read it to get it done. But I wasn't like enjoying it. I wasn't excited to pick it up. Some things were kind of dated. This was written in 2002, I believe. But like some things were kind of funny, I guess. I would watch like a comedy special of his. Like I would watch like an hour comedy special, but like sitting listening to a 6-hour audiobook, not as good. I started The Namesake. I don't know what grade they were teaching this book. Obviously I missed it. I think it might have been like the grade under me or maybe a couple grades below me, but they like changed the curriculum to put this book in. So yeah, I never actually like read this book for school, but I'm really enjoying it. I'm about 15% to it. I actually just started it like this morning. Like, I'm really enjoying it. I think it's super interesting. I literally have no idea, like, I had no idea what it was about going into it. I honestly just like don't know the plot of this. I'm just like here for a good time. That's like my favorite thing to do right now. Pick up a book and not know anything really about it, just let it happen, which I think is like the most genuine and most fun thing to do. Anyways, I'm gonna continue reading this book and eating my pancakes. I have 2 other classes today, but they are not for a couple hours. I'm back. I finished The Namesake and I didn't really update you as I was reading this. I had a very interesting reading experience with this. Obviously I had like a lot. There were birds right outside my window and I'm so scared, and I really did like it. I honestly, like, for a while I was like, this is Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle but the prequel, just because I learned that Kal Penn is in the movie version and I was like, tell me it's not. I mean, I liked it to a certain extent and then I stopped liking it. I think at a certain extent you got to the point where you were like, what is the point? Like, why am I still reading this? Which is not like fine sometimes, because it's like, you know, a slice of life, it's whatever. I think just like the jumping around, like we started with parents, and basically it's about this couple essentially that immigrates to, first they move to London and then they move to the States, and then they have a kid and they name their kid after this author. Basically just about identity and kind of come to terms with the fact that like Nikhil, not only is he just like torn between the worlds of like Indian culture and American culture, but he also just doesn't have a name that reflects either, and so he's like really battling with this identity and it follows his whole life essentially. I feel like a bird is gonna fly in my window. It's actually freaking me out. But then we're like in his marriage and stuff. I know that I hate cheating, and which is kind of funny because we're talking about Gilmore Girls and there is cheating in Gilmore Girls, which I'm not going to spoil at all, either this book or the show that we're talking about. But yeah, I just don't support cheating. It makes me angry. It makes me upset. Yeah, like I said, I just felt like it didn't have a point at the end of the day. Would love to do like a part 2 of this video when I'm not so god darn messed up.
Oh, wow.
I knew it. You were up too late last night. I knew I should have told you lights out.
I had to finish my paper. Your brain needs sleep. It can sleep when I finish my paper.
And then there'll be another paper.
I think Rory Gilmore reads a lot of books to say that she has read them. That Rory Gilmore is a character written by non-readers. Or maybe she just reflects her time because this was in the early 2000s. And maybe this was like prime literature. I don't know, I'm having like an existential crisis about it. I mean, there's obviously so many more books that she has read and that is referenced and stuff like that. So I would love to do a part 2 if you would like to watch it. I have like a lot of like reading like people experiments. I think they're some of the most fun things to do, even if I don't end up liking all of the books or any of the books. I think it's definitely something that enables me to read outside my comfort zone and try new things and end up making a fun video out of it. So hopefully you had fun. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe to all the things, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!